By far, the yellow lightsaber is still the most mysterious lightsaber that we have within Star Wars canon, as there are only 3 uses of the saber that we know of. For today's video, I wanted to update you guys on all the information we have about the mysterious yellow lightsabers, as it is something that is extremely intriguing to me about the Star Wars mythos, something that is still yet to be fully explained. Of course, the first we see these yellow lightsabers are in the form of a double-bladed lightsaber pike in Star Wars The Clone Wars. We only see them in use by the Jedi Temple Guards. Something to point out about this is that we discovered recently that the lightsabers are actually given to the Temple Guards when they assume that position. What makes this important is the Jedi Temple Guards as Jedi do not actually construct these lightsaber pikes on their own, as of course a normal Jedi does when they assume the rank of Padawan within the Jedi Order. These yellow lightsabers are set aside for someone that becomes a Jedi Temple Guard, and are not actually created by the guards themselves, but presumably the larger Jedi Order. This could mean several things. These lightsabers could actually be ancient Jedi weapons made by an order not firmly cemented in the light side of the Force. As we recently learned from the Clone Wars, a normal kyber crystal is actually clear in coloration at first, and then a Jedi pours their very being and essence into the crystal, at which point it adopts a color. Most of the time, of course, either blue or green. This leads me to speculate that these yellow lightsabers come from a period where Jedi were not firmly cemented in the light side of the Force, and balanced between light and dark. We also recently learned that these Jedi Temple Guards actually do have personal lightsabers of their own, but when they are a Temple Guard, that is the identity that they assume, as they lose all sense of personal identity. That is the point of a Temple Guard, in fact, as they represent the Jedi Order and the Jedi Temple, not a specific Jedi in that moment. Again though, as I want to point out, the role of a Temple Guard is not a permanent one, and is switched around through various Jedi, and these Jedi do in fact keep their personal lightsabers at hand, they're just not permitted to use them. The second time we see a yellow lightsaber in canon though is far different than this. The second time is in the Star Wars canon novel Dark Disciple, which follows Quinlan Vos and Asajj Ventress. In the novel, this is where Asajj Ventress has removed the identity of a Dark Jedi, and is no longer apprenticed to Count Dooku. For those of you unfamiliar, this book finished the arc of Asajj Ventress after the Clone Wars was cancelled. In the novel, although Ventress no longer has her 2 red lightsabers, which were stolen by Barriss Offee, she does have a new weapon. A yellow lightsaber, in fact, with a standard lightsaber hilt, not a double-bladed lightsaber pike. This points to the idea that a Jedi Knight is actually capable of creating a yellow lightsaber crystal. One of the popular theories, though, is that this yellow blade is actually a synthetic lightsaber, and that instead of Legends, a red lightsaber being a synthetic lightsaber, this yellow lightsaber has taken its place in the Star Wars canon. Personally, I think this would make a lot of sense. This is why the Jedi Order is capable of creating them, and still why a Jedi is not capable of creating a yellow blade through pouring their essence into a kyber crystal. In the book, Ventress explains that she attained this yellow lightsaber on the black market, and that a Jedi likely sold it after he abandoned the Jedi Order. This leads into another theory concerning the yellow blades, that a Jedi that becomes disillusioned with the Jedi Order's lightsaber actually becomes yellow over time. Perhaps the Jedi started out with a green lightsaber, like the likes of Ahsoka, with a little bit of a yellow tinge. However, over time, again they became disillusioned with the Order, and eventually left it, as over time their lightsaber turned yellow. Yellow, in response to the original lightsaber's owner, stance in the Force. The final time we see a yellow lightsaber in canon is within the Darth Vader comics, the comic that follows Vader as he attempts to prove himself to the Emperor after his defeat in A New Hope, and the destruction of the first Death Star. To briefly catch you guys up to speed, at this point in the comic book, the Emperor has hired a scientist to create new apprentices for himself, apprentices that are designed to test the power of Darth Vader. In the comics, several of these new apprentices actually have yellow lightsabers. We know that the scientist had access to various things following the Clone Wars, including the dead body of General Grievous. We even see that in his possession he has purple and yellow lightsabers, 2 colors that are rare for a Jedi. Again though, these lightsabers are standard, and are not the lightsaber pikes, again leading into the second theory that these once belonged to Jedi that became disillusioned with the Jedi Order. Still though, these are the only 3 times that we have seen yellow lightsaber crystals in the Star Wars canon. The 2 popular theories being that they are either synthetically designed by the Jedi Order to represent the Jedi Order itself and not a specific Jedi, or that the yellow lightsaber crystals are a result of a Jedi that becomes disillusioned with the Jedi Order and a green blade turns yellow. But leave your guys' thoughts on this updated video on yellow lightsabers answers in the comments down below, and what are your thoughts on the yellow blade? Personally for me, again, this is one of the biggest unanswered questions in the Star Wars mythos, and I can't wait to finally get a concrete answer as to their origins. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, may the Force be with you, and have a great day.